Good day, everyone. Good day, and welcome to Thriving Tuesday Moments of Encouragement, or TTMOE, at 3:30. So we are here today. Glad that you are populating. What that hair is doing, anyway. All right, so we are here to talk a bit today about what it means to ingest peace. One of the things that I've been trying to do on a consistent basis is to make sure we have a meal plan for each week, trying to make sure that we're consistent with what it is that we are doing as far as abundant fitness and trying to work on those kinds of things. It's a slow process, but we're working on it. But I realize that there are certain things that have to be in the meal plan every day, every week, in order for things to work well. There has to be some vegetables. There has to be some protein. And we have our own, good day, Miss Lucy. We have some things that need to be a part of our daily diet for our souls. Soul food is not just, chicken, greens, and peas, and cornbread, and all of that. Soul food is what we ingest into our souls. And so I wanted to share with you today that we've got to make sure that each day we are ingesting peace. I saw a meme, a post yesterday that my aunt was scrolling through on her story, and it was a man talking about the fact that we have to ingest peace. Hey, Brent, that we have to ingest peace on a daily basis, because with everything that's going on, with all the craziness that you can hear every hour on the hour, if you don't intentionally ingest peace, anxiety will come to overrule. I just got finished reading someone saying that they had to turn the television off. They're not going to watch it. They're just going to listen to the radio. Well, we got to be careful that we don't become numb or put our heads, bury them beneath the sand, because it's frustrating to hear the foolishness. We have to hear just enough to be aware and alert, but not enough to send us to a place where we are so anxious that we cannot function or that we are afraid. God didn't give us a spirit of fear, but love, power, and a sound mind. And we got to keep that in our minds at all times. But in order to do that, we have to intentionally ingest peace. We've got to ingest peace on a daily basis. Wherever peace is found for you, whether it's your worship music or whether it's laughter, I found that just some Christian comedians can help me to take a moment to ingest peace into my life, that I'm not thinking about that mess for a moment, and that peace kind of permeates my system. And that means that I've had good food at that moment. Far too much of this that we are hearing is oversaturated with crazy. And it is, it's like eating saturated fat all day long. It's oversaturated with crazy. And we've got to find a way to make sure that we balance out the crazy with enough peace to be able to keep functioning. I think you can see all the food that's around on the screen that's behind the live. And the reason that is the case, and I asked the person who does it, and I'm grateful for her, I asked her to do that, is because we have a menu for our lives every single day. Some of us are intentional about it. Some of us are haphazard. We only eat when we're hungry, or we eat whatever comes up when we're hungry because we didn't plan for the food that we were going to digest. I am saying to us, in this space that we are living in, I am encouraging every one of you to ingest peace, to put peace on your soul menu, on your soul meal plan, on your soul food plan. Put peace on it every day. Every day. Like you drink water, get you some peace. Because without peace, you are not going to be able to navigate this craziness. And I'm calling it craziness because it is. That doesn't mean it's not real. It doesn't mean that it's going to go away. And it doesn't mean that it is not going to get worse before it gets better. I want you to remember Babylon. Babylon was 70 long years for the Jews. It didn't mean that God wasn't God and that God wasn't going to come through, that God wasn't in control. But there were some things that had to happen in order for them to understand exactly who God is. And I pray that God is not going to take us through so much that we have to stay on our knees and on our faces. But I do realize that there's a purpose and a plan to everything that is happening right now. And we have to be aware and alert, and we have to be on guard. We can't sing Onward Christian Soldiers. We can't sing We Are Soldiers in the Army. We can't sing Hold On, Old Soldier, and never intend to pick up the ammunition, never intend to have to pick up the gun. And I don't mean the literal gun, so don't anybody go on and click on and say you're reporting this. I'm not talking about the weapons that are carnal. I'm talking about the weapons of our warfare. Because this is spiritual warfare. So if we're in spiritual warfare, we can't afford to keep eating spiritual junk food. We got to get some peace to level off that which we are having to ingest that we don't want. So we got to have peace every day. I hear you, black men. I hope that people will get that just like protein is essential in order for you to be able to have the strength to function, peace is necessary. It is as necessary as protein is for your life. The more peace you get, the more you're able to navigate. I didn't say, now let me be real clear. There's a difference between peace and oblivion. I'm not advocating that you be oblivious. Be knowledgeable. Know exactly what it is. But remember who's fighting for you. Remember whose battle this is. And when we remember that, then we will ingest peace so that we can keep fighting. I am absolutely not advocating that we go sit on the sidelines and wait to see what's going to happen. I don't believe that God gave us all that God has given us individually and collectively for us to just throw in the towel and to wave the white flag of surrender. I will not surrender. I will not surrender my mind. I will not surrender my heart. I will not surrender my spirit. I won't surrender my pen, and I won't surrender my tongue. But in order to keep doing that, there has to be some peace that's ingested on a daily basis. Because without peace, all we get is the anxiousness. All we get is the anxiety. All we get is the craziness and the I don't know what's going to happen. And, oh, Lord, what are we going to do? We're going to make it. But the only way we're going to make it is if we do not retreat, but we also do not put ourselves in the place where we throw ourselves at the mercy of an unjust society. That cannot happen. So that means we got to be aware. We got to be alert. I won't use that other word since that other word might get me flagged. But we got to stay that way. But we also have to remember that peace is what's going to keep us. I will keep you in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on me. Here's our scripture text for today. Let me go here so that we will have that. It says, I've told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world we will have trouble, but take heart. Jesus has already overcome the world. So if Jesus has already overcome the world, that means it's a fixed fight. We know that we're going to win in the end, but that doesn't mean that we don't have to go all the rounds. Just because we know that the fight is fixed does not mean that we're going to get a knockout in the third round. We might have to go all 10 rounds. But we got to recognize that while we may be bloody, while we may be up against the ropes, while we may get hit, while we may have a black eye, while we may have to have Vaseline and ice and all of that to keep the swelling down, we still know that in the end, we win this thing. But we can't go into it saying, well, since we win, I'm not going to try. Because the bloodiness, the beat up, the bruises only get worse when we don't let those who want to beat us down know that we're not going out without a fight. So whatever that takes for you, you start on your knees, start in the word, then get up and do something. But in the midst of all that you are going to do, remember that you must ingest peace. Peace. Listen, everybody who's on here who's making comments, y'all know I love each of you. Classmate, I thank you for all of your information. Kelly, thank you for all of the information you keep spreading to make sure that we know how to combat the DEI issues and the things that we're dealing with. Listen, we got to keep the dukes up, but we always know who's in our corner. Don't forget who's in your corner. We got to contend for some things. But the corner is clear. The corner has a trainer that is already won. So listen. I want you to do this. This is my great encouragement for you today. Find whatever it is that gives you peace every day. Make sure that it's real peace, that it's true peace, not peace that the world gives, but peace that the world cannot give. Make sure that you are ingesting, you are making sure that you have a steady diet where peace is on the menu. And after you do that, then you'll be able to stand because you'll have the strength. I remember the Wonder Bread commercial. It builds strong bodies in 12 ways. Well, peace will keep you strong, even when it seems like it's all bedlam. Listen, we had day 7. Yesterday was inauguration, 7 days. Today is the 7th day of the administration. 7 days. So don't think it's going to get any easier, don't get any nicer. Everything's going to keep getting thrown at us. And the intent is for us to throw in the towel and to say we can't beat it. We just got to let it go. We got to join it. And beware of those people who are part of your lives and on your timeline who acquiesce. Because the people who acquiesce are usually the ones who were weak in the first place. So now you know who they are too. So just because we all got to find out does not mean all of us have to go through, all of us have to accept it. Do your best to stay alert, to stay aware, but every single day, ingest peace. Put it on your menu, put it in your life meal plan, put it in your soul meal plan. Don't take it off your menu. And when it seems like you can't take it another further, find you some peace. And when you find peace and somebody else is in need of peace, spread peace. Because that's how we're going to make it. If we're going to make it, we're going to make it together. And if we're not going to do it together, guess what? They're going to pick us off one at a time and pick us off and pit us against each other. It's an old game plan. It's an old playbook. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. This is 21st century Willie Lynch. Don't miss it. But also don't give into it. Ingest peace and be encouraged. Remember, Jesus has overcome the world. Stay with your hand in the master's hand. Know that it's already a fixed fight, but ingest peace every day so you will have what it takes to stand. I love y'all. I'll see you soon.